Hey, welcome back to Planet Coaster 2. I've been hard at work and these are for you, so stick around. I hope you enjoy. Well, g'day, it's Taggy here. Hope you're doing really well. I've built a whole heap more queue pieces for you guys to share, and it's been about 6 months now since I started this YouTube thing and created a whole range of advanced tutorials. I thought it wouldn't be nice to be able to give something back from all your lovely comments and support. And so yeah, I've built out this full queue system, and if you have a look in my workshop, you're going to be able to download a set of stamps for each piece of this queue system if you so wish. So you can get the individual pieces and download them. And I've also got some path stamps which can be used to replace the queue component if you'd rather have just regular paths as well. So yeah, we've got a whole range of steel variants with a mesh or glass or solid. We've got treated pine, hardwood decking, little suspension bridges. I've also got a range of stone pathways with matching railings, so you can combine and mix them up sort of with the wooden ones. So yeah, a whole variety, and even these nice little corner 45-degree pieces which add a lot of variance. So yeah, different bridges, suspension bridges, and also bridges that go over in an arch. So yeah, it's just a start for all the different types of queues you might want to be able to use. They're all colorable and everything. So I've gone in and done a lot of work to try to make this modular and work together. So you can see the seams are really nice between the different pieces. I've even gone in and like made all the nails on the decking. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, as it reflects in the light, looks really nice. So yeah, a heap of detail, and like in the sort of substructure of the deck, bolts and all the pieces of cross beam and everything. So yeah, a lot of love and attention into this for you guys, just to say thank you so much for all your support. I think I'm just about to clock on to 4,000 subscribers, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, and hopefully there'll be many more to come. So lots more videos and advanced tutorials. I have probably exhausted everything on pathing, but I think, yeah, I keep surprising myself finding new things. So we'll keep going, and yeah, we'll keep pushing this game forward. So let's have a look at a bit of a speed build now on a more natural setting on how we can use boardwalks, and you'll get an idea of how the paths go together. So stick around for that. Probably a video for another day on how I created that little grassy terrain, and yeah, it was the perfect setting for, I guess, one of those natural walkways that you expect to see. In fact, when we visited Tasmania, we walked up to Cradle Mountain, and you can see the wombats, and it has this lovely boardwalk sort of winding through this grassy area. And yeah, if you're wondering where I got that grass from, that's a technique using a brush and yeah, scaling bushes and things. So anyway, we'll cover that one in an upcoming video. Just having the stamps all there ready to go makes it really enjoyable to build something like this. I'm not thinking about too much in terms of placement. It just snaps in as you pop them down, and because they're invisible paths, you can come back and adjust the terrain, and it doesn't really impact anything. Blending in those sort of regular paths as well and just painting the texture with gravel works super well. And even some of this grass that I'm poking up through the deck doesn't really bother me too much, but I do like to finesse it. Something about Planet Coaster 2 and me wanting to create natural settings, I just get sucked into tweaking all this shrubbery and the paths and the textures. I probably have more fun doing that than making roller coasters, to be honest. once you've got your path structure in place, you can actually duplicate like these legs and posts quite easily, and it sort of blends in really well the way it's sort of built. So I can remove some of those little cross beams, and it just looks like that bridge has got a bit more support now. And yeah, that's pretty much universal with all the pieces. They come with a sort of set height, but if you just edit them and duplicate with the grid on, you can, yeah, really make them as tall as you need. And here's the descent down the little valley, and yeah, the deck looks really nice. Those quarter pieces actually make a massive difference to the variability. It takes us off that sort of 90-degree grid and just makes it feel more organic. So I hope you enjoyed that one and you get a bit of an idea. Here's that sort of brick bridge blending in with the wood, and we've got the same sort of permanent pine, treated pine railing, which works really well too. Well, there's our little natural pathway. And I've got some guests coming up now because I put a big ugly ride up here, which looks really out of place. But hey, you got to do what you got to do to get people moving. And yeah, so let's have a quick look at this structure and talk a bit about the stamps themselves. So yeah, if you take your multi-select tool and turn off nature, turn off the paths, and then when you select, you can just easily pick the bits and pieces. So as I was saying before, we can take the structure piece here, and yeah, select it and move it around or duplicate it, and that's how we can get a bit more interesting structure quite easily. But yeah, it just goes together very, very fast, and yeah, to create this by hand would be a pain, I think, so the stamps really help. You can take the railings and paint them a different color if you want to, so everything has got a nice colorable ability, and I think that's partly the pieces I've used. But yeah, if we say make that a grey or a white or something, yeah, you can really control the look and feel and do that across the whole thing. I've actually separated the hardware, so you got like the little bolts there, and the nails, which actually are just yeah, they're using text. That's a text with lots of full stops. I thought that was pretty cool in terms of making nails. And the little bolts on the side here, stapling in the bits and pieces. So yeah, all of that is yeah, colorable and grouped, so you don't have to worry about selecting those to color. So yeah, coming back, if we want to change the footing as well, we can change the color of that. So yeah, if you want to make it all white, that's cool too. So and whoever designed these pieces in Frontier, my hat's off to them. They are really, really beautifully made. The wood textures and everything came together beautifully. Same with the stone as well. So if we come down to the stone bridge here, all the stone work is colorable as well. So yeah, you can use that. All right, well, let's have a look at all the pieces now. So to make these lovely blueprint backgrounds, I actually used a large screen and got the angle just right. You get this sort of nice hue of blue coming off the reflection there. And I've laid out all the pieces and separate them just enough so when I want to make a blueprint thumbnail, I can come in close and get it just right. And I select the whole thing and make sure I get the path as well. So I have to have all these things on. And then I just unselect that little line and I save that as a blueprint. And yeah, you can find these blueprints with the wording 2 meter Q stamp Taggy 3D. So if you type that in, you'll be able to filter in the actual, yeah, when you come to place these. So I go to blueprints and type in, I think 2M will work, or Taggy 3D will work. And that just helps you find them quickly. And if you expand it, hopefully from the little picture, you'll be able to see exactly what it is. Each one has its own description as well. So I've universally made them 2 meter Q stamp because that's how you have to search, so you can get them all at once. And then what it is. So that's a 2x4 bridge with stone and treated pine. So if we place that one down, there it is, little bridge. All right, well, let's take a closer look at how this all comes together. We've got stone and pine and hardwood and steel, all these different pieces that should work really well together. So if I take, for example, this piece of stonework with the hardwood rail and place it down, you'll notice that if I take a stone stepway with the same rail, it will just blend in beautifully. And yep, all the little bits and pieces, even the bolts and everything, still match. And if you take, let's say, a bridge with that rail, that works fine. But you might want to then come in and add, say, a actual decking piece with the hardwood. And so again, that's all going to blend in really well and look like it's seamlessly part of the same piece. So that was really important, and a big part of the design decisions was trying to make it all blend together well. And if I come back again and let's say change the railing, they won't interfere too badly as well. So they sort of look like they're combining at the right sort of height and distance. One of the major points that I wanted to make was ensuring that I only used parts that were colorable. So if you want to come in here and do something crazy like make the whole thing blue, you can certainly do that. And you can see that everything's painted and now it looks like it's part of something, maybe from a fantasy set or something like that. So that was a really important part too. One of the important additions was this 45-degree piece, and it works really well. You got to be a little bit careful that you don't come off the grid and then hope to join things back. So if you go like 4 pieces like that, that's no worry at all. That's going to join up very well. And you can create corner edges. And but you can also use it to skew. So if I take this guy and put it in here, this little bit of deck, and then go like that, you can come off the grid a bit, which just creates a bit more variety. But again, you can see the wood and the stone working really well together there. And you can use optional pieces that have the supports or not. Brings it all together nicely. In the first video I did of these modular queues, I created a mesh grid, and it was way too complicated and it had way too many pieces. So now this is only like a few pieces, and it's going to be much more manageable if you're a console player to be able to use these. And in addition to the meshes, we've got sort of solid pieces as well. So sheet metal, steps and things like that. So a bit more variety to choose from, which I thought was useful. So you can mix and match. You can come back and add glass pieces like this, which is obviously going to add a different variety of interest's sake. So glass and steel go really well together, and glass and stone go really well together. So if I come, let's take this one, and actually I'll go straight and bring that in. I find that, with this railing all matching and going into the sort of steel sections with glass, it's very cool. So maybe you're making like a ruin or something, and it's got this sort of metal frame that's sort of supporting it. I think that blends nicely. If I take, again, these individual parts, you can color it, and maybe I'll make all the framing. So if I just take all the frames, and choose a color for that, maybe like a grey, it will blend in quite nicely with the stonework. And then the steps themselves can be colored as well, so to pick all of that. And you can mix and match, of course. So that can create a really interesting sort of industrial look. Maybe that would go nicely inside a warehouse or something as well, just mixing and matching the materials. So another one, our favorite cattle pen. So if I take, say, a mesh queue like this and place down a few pieces, and I don't want to have to keep replicating this all the time, I can just grab the whole lot, then Control D to duplicate it, and put it in like that. I can grab that whole piece, drop it all in, and you see it's all going to snap together. So you can do a whole range of prefab pieces if you want to. Grab them, come back to our queue again, bang, bang, bang. There it is. So very cool. So don't forget, you can grab chunks and save them as your own blueprints too. And finally, I want to cover this special blueprint, which is a path stamp. And so I'm getting a bit overwhelmed creating all of these on the workshop. So what I've done is just created you a generic path stamp, which is 2 meters by 2 meters. So once you place it, if you use your advanced tool, you can grab paths and just, use these exactly like you would those Q stamps and texture them or whatever you want to do. But what you can actually do is, say you've built a path like we just did and you don't want it to be a queue, so you can just turn off all the filters and go to paths, and let's just pick, we'll just take that one. Actually, we'll take all of those. So just remembering what we've got a small step, a large step, and that works well. And so if I take a square and just duplicate it, this should actually snap into place. So we can go like that and take the step, and we'll bring that up, just line it up, and take this one, snaps it in, and we can take that one again. And now this is actually a path, not a queue. So you can put, anyone on there. So we'll grab a entertainer, a little cow, and we can use the texture of the path on top of our grid if we want to, or I will come back now and just use the brush, the path brush, and go to invisible path and just paint that back. And there you have it. So it's now a working path that's 2 meters wide, which is super handy. So again, that's under this 2 meter path stamp, a conversion kit, which will help you convert any of your queue pieces into path pieces. And if you want to save those as blueprints, go ahead. And last but not least, I did start creating some of these solid pieces, so you can use them almost like a wall and to build your queues against. So works really nice if you are sort of creating a castle, I guess, and maybe we'll make some more of these later, but I'm a little bit exhausted from creating these at the moment, as you might imagine. But hey, it is a cool addition again to have this sort of solid wall. And if you want to like edit that and remove it, you can too, but there's a queue on top of there. And you can bring sort of this sort of, as I was saying, a combined approach. So I'll grab the steel, let's bring that up. And some steps, there we go. And it looks really good. So yeah, stone steel combo for the win. And it sort of blends in well. But those solid pieces, I think you can actually go obviously into the creative workshop here and we'll create custom pieces and blend it all in with the pathing. As long as you're on a 2 meter grid, everything should snap together really well. Hey, well, thank you for joining me on this. It's been a pleasure creating all these fun Q stamps just for you. I hope you use them, and if you do, please like and subscribe the video. It really helps me out. But let me know how you got on using the queues. Maybe there's some other queues we could be building as well. Keen to hear all your thoughts and comments down below or on socials. You should be able to catch me in most places. So until then, I hope you have a wonderful week, and happy queue path making as always in Planet Coaster 2. Cheers everyone. Ciao.